The following is a live special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning, afternoon, evening. My name is Ron Chuckett. Welcome to the program for this 8th day of September 2025. We play game number 4 of our 1956 World Series for you. The Yankees lead at 2-1 over the Brooklyn Dodgers. It is a rematch of the pitching matchup from Game 1. Don Newcomb looking for his first ever World Series win, going for Brooklyn, while the Yankees will go with Whitey Ford, who did get the win in Game 1. Now, in Game 1, the Yankees hit 3 solo homers to overpower Brooklyn by the score of 3-2. If you looked at just the numbers in the pitching lines from Game 1, you would have thought that Newcomb would have won. However, solo home runs, he gave up 3, and that was the big difference. The Dodgers left on 11. And then in Game 2, pretty much everything they could do wrong, and the Yankees took advantage of it. However, once the series shifted to the Bronx, it was the Yankees that couldn't figure out how to pitch or get guys out, and the Dodgers pounded New York 10-1 in Game 3. So, if the Dodgers win this, and I really do think that this is a must-win game for Brooklyn, then the series will shift back to Ebbets Field for a Game 6 Wednesday at noon Eastern. If Whitey Ford can best Don Newcomb a second time, then the Yankees can close it out tomorrow night at 7 in Game 5. So that's a setup for you. The Yankees and the Dodgers. It's a big one from the big old ballpark in the Bronx. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents the 1956 World Series today from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. It is the American League champion New York Yankees against the National League champion Brooklyn Dodgers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find Dave and Vinny today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. It will be Whitey Ford on the mound for New York. Whitey in Game 1, 9 2/3, 10 hits, got the win, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 5 and struck out 7. He is 28 years old, fastball at 87, and a ground ball pitcher. Scotty and the Goats were here for batting practice, and they are ready. Dodgers have made a couple changes. Jim Gilliam leads off in left field with the lefty on the mound. Pee Wee Reese at short will bat second. Carl Furillo moves up to third in the lineup. He'll play right field. Gil Hodges cleans up at first. He does have the lone home run for Brooklyn in the series. Jackie Robinson at third will bat fifth. Duke Snider, I could not drop him to eighth, but he will be going sixth against the lefty Ford, who stymied him in Brooklyn in Game 1. Charlie Neal gets the call at second base today. He'll bat seventh. Roy Campanella behind the plate batting eighth, and Don Newcomb on the hill batting ninth. Nuke had 2 hits in Game 1. Whitey Ford can go as long as the Yankees need him to go. Defensively for New York, no changes. It's Bauer in left. Hank is a 4 and a 5. Mickey Mantle an 8 and a 9 in center. Enos Slaughter a 4 and a 3 in right. Andy Carey a 5 at third. Gil McDougall the 7 and a 10 at short. Billy Martin a 6 and a 9 at second. Billy 0 for 10 the series, by the way. Moose Scourin is a 6 at first. Yogi Berra, whose lone hit was a home run in game number 3, a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Whitey Ford an 8. With a .985 fielding percentage. Weather, it is a gorgeous day in the Bronx. Winds at 4, right to left. 70 degrees. I believe this is a Sunday game. No, this would be Columbus Day. Bert, how you doing? Jim, any way they can both lose. Not really. However, the winner of the series, if you weren't with us at the end of our regular season, we will be doing the first ever Retro Sports Network Greatest Hits Tournament. So all 7 World Series winners and the '88 Boston Red Sox will be competing to see what is the best team in the history of Retro Sports Network. Curtis rooting for the Dodgers. Jim Gilliam 1 for 13 on the series. A single and RBI. He has scored twice, walked twice, and struck out. Whitey starts his effort with a walk. Jim, you're from Atlanta. Does that mean you are a Braves fan? Pee Wee Reese is 2 for 11, by the way. He has singled twice, driven in a run, walked 4 times, and struck out. Gilliam not going to go. Whitey's pitch, and Pee Wee bunts this one, I think foul, maybe not. Scouring. He booted it. Was that in fair territory? Wow, it was in fair territory, and Scouring couldn't get it. It went under his glove, and everybody's going to be safe. So Brooklyn gets the start that they want. 2 on and nobody out for Carl Furillo, hitting 3 for 12 in the series for the Dodgers. He has a double, 2 RBI, 2 runs scored, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. You were a Yankee fan at younger because they had George. Because George had not taken over yet. Okay, so the CBS era. John rooting for the Dodgers. Coming into the series, I think we can show this now. The Dodgers ERA is 2.89 over the first 3, and the Yankees at 3.21. Batting average, the Dodgers as a team hitting 255, and the Yankees 222. Furillo 3 for 12 in the series with 2 RBI. Runners on first and second. That's to Whitey Ford. Martin for 1, Scouring for 2. So a 1-4-3 double play, and Whitey, the chairman of the board, gets his best friend. So Gilliam on third for Hodges, and Gil has been the heart of the Dodger offense. 4 for 13 on the series, a double. Well, he's hit for the cycle in the series. Single, double, triple homer. He has driven in 3 and scored 3. Do it for Johnny, man. Do it for Johnny. And Jim, kind of like the rest of us, only a Dodger fan when they play the Yankees. Yeah. By the way, the 69,000 strong here at Yankee Stadium did hold a moment of silence for Davey Johnson before the start of Game 4. Davey, of course, played primarily with the Orioles as a fantastic second baseman, but was the manager of the Mets when they won the World Series in 1986. Pitch to Hodges. He hits a line drive to third. Carey's got it, and the Dodgers cannot score. So again, Whitey bends, but he does not break. No runs, no hits, and the error by Scouring doesn't hurt. Half an inning in the books, no score. So here's Nuke. Nuke pitched Game 1. He went the distance. 10 innings in that loss. 4 hits. You'd have thought that would have been good. However, he gave up 3 solo home runs and struck out 3. Newcomb, 30 years old, fastball at 84, and a fly ball pitcher. Will I be doing a trip for Davey Johnson? No. I did one for Kenny Dryden. That's up on the channel. Gil McDougall at short will lead off. Enos Slaughter and Wright will bat second. Look, we're doing 86 next year, so there'll be plenty of Davey Johnson Met games for you to peruse. Mickey Mantle in the center goes third. Yogi Berra behind the plate cleans up. Bill Scouring at first will bat fifth. His error did not hurt. Hank Bauer in left will bat sixth. Billy Martin at second goes seventh. Andy Carey, a bit mifties behind Martin, will play third and bat eighth. And Whitey Ford on the mound will go ninth. And Newcomb, again, he threw 10 innings in Game 1 and would be penned in as the Game 7 starter should the World Series go that far. Defensively for Brooklyn, Jackie Robinson is 7 at third. Pee Wee Reese an 8 and a 7 at short. Charlie Neal gets his first start of the series. He's a 5 and a 5 at second. Amoros sits and Hodges is back at first, who's a 10. Outfield for the Dodgers, Dim Gilliam is 6 and a 6 in left, Duke Snyder an 8 and a 7 in center, and Ferrillo is a 6 and a 10 in right. That is a good defensive outfield. Roy Campanella a 10 and a 10 behind the plate. Newcomb an 8 on the mound with a 985 fielding percentage. Gil McDougald steps in at 2 for 13 on the series with a double and an RBI. Go insert any team other than the Yankees, yes. Yeah, I didn't realize that Davey was that old. He was 82. He was a manager. He had a winning record wherever he went. And it brings up an interesting topic. He only went to the World Series with the Mets the once. But obviously was the first one to kind of go with computers and sabermetrics and all that. And kind of was good with the pitch counts as well. He had a tremendous bullpen in 86 with McDowell and Jesse Orosco. So why do you think guys such as Davey Johnson, Bobby Cox, Earl Weaver, considered to be world beaters, La Russa to some extent too, as managers, but not see huge postseason successes? Pitch to McDougald. There is a base hit left center field, and that's how this one starts for the Yankees. Here's Slaughter, 3 for 13 on the series, but with 2 doubles and a run scored. Right back to Nuke. Only play is to first. Slaughter is retired. McDougald moves up to second. 1 out for Mickey Mantle, who was 4 for 11 on the series. He has a double, a home run, 2 RBI, and a run scored. This would be Columbus Day, 1956. So the country taking it in on an off day. Johnson's 73 season was probably considered a top 10 of all time for a second baseman outside of Hornsby, Nap Lajoie, Joe Morgan, and Jeff Kent. Yep, Jim, I'd agree with that, and it's kind of curious as to why some managers are good for the long haul but come up short in a must-win. I remember in the 2016 series that Joe Madden nearly managed the Cubs out of it, while Terry Francona was an inning away from his 3rd World Series win. Pitch to Mickey, and Mickey draws the walk. So 2 walks, or a walk rather, and a hit. Here's Yogi, 1 for 13. He homered in Game 3 yesterday. So first and second, Newcomb can't be giving up the long ball like he did in Game 1. He allowed 33 in real life in 268 innings. Pitch from Nuke. Barrow swings. That's a long fly ball to right. Back goes Ferrillo. Carl should track this down. He does. Mantle back to first. McDougald will hold. Ferrillo has a cannon of an arm out there. And with 2 out, don't run yourself out. Here's Bill Skowron. The Moose has 2 home runs in this series, including 1 off a Nuke in Game 1. 4 for 13, a double, and 3 RBI. Big Dave says, for me, it seems like the better the player, the worse the manager or coach. The average to below average player seems to be the best manager coach. So I would agree with that. The Dick Williams, the Sparky Andersons, Tony La Russa. Although Davey Johnson as a player, as we mentioned earlier, was nothing to scoff at. Was a very good player. Pitch to Skowron. There is a line drive to center. It's going to drop in front of Snyder. McDougald is going to score, and the Yankees go up 1-0. So 2 out for Hank Bauer, who was 3 for 13, a double and 2 solo homers. So Mantle on second, Skowron on first. Lasorda. Yep, that would fit that decision. Looking for a frost and hot Sarah tonight. Aaron Boone. I don't know. I mean, today's postseasons are such a crapshoot. I don't think it's an accident. The 2 years that we've done pre-69 in the 7 years that you and I have been getting together at lunch. is the only two World Series that actually featured the two teams that made the World Series. Pitch to Bauer. Got away from Campy in his second and third on the pass ball. So 1-2. Missed outside, and Campanella couldn't find a handle. So let's see if Bauer can bring a couple runs in. That's true. Though the top two World Series ring holders were players and managers. Boone very good in the regular season, but not yet. Again, playoff baseball, as a rule, is very different from regular season baseball. Pitch to Bauer. There is a line shot foul that will bounce in the stands, and somebody from Madison Avenue made that play, and the count is 2-2. Bauer. Base hit right side. Mantle will score. Scouring around third. He will try and score. Furillo throws it back in, and the Yankees have a 2-3 spot on the board in the first inning. The camera focuses on Beverly Sills, who is sitting in a box by the Yankee dugout, and she looks like she's getting ready to sing. Here's Billy Martin, 0 for 10 on the series. The chat crowd, heavily in favor of the Dodgers, isn't liking the start. Bart is having a good chuckle, I'm sure. Pitch to Martin. That's a base hit left field. Gilliam will grab it. Bauer on his way to third. Junior will throw. It is caught off by Reese, and the Yankees have runners on the corners and 2 out. For Andy Carey, 2 for 10. His single twice, scored twice, and walked. Mr. Sills resents that fat joke. So referring to her more as an opera singer, Todd. Pitch to Carey. Fly ball right center. Furillo will make the catch. And now the Dodgers against Whitey Ford have got to catch up. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. After 1 in Game 4, Yankees 3, Dodgers nothing. So Robinson, Snyder, and Charlie Neal to face Whitey Ford here in the second. Jackie, 4 for 11 on the series, hitting .364 with 3 walks, 2 runs, and an RBI. Popped up Berra behind the plate, can't get there, and it's a full count. That is a ground ball to the mound. Third base side, Ford a long throw, and Jackie is retired 1 away for Duke Snyder. 3 for 11 on the series with 3 RBI, but that did not come against Whitey Ford. He really struggled in Game 1. Parallel league, getting his kidneys checked out. Snyder strikes out. That's the first for Whitey. He fanned 7 in Game 1 and now has 1 today. A full count curveball swung on a miss for Charlie Neal now. Charlie 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter. 275, 4 homers, and 21 RBI. On the replay. Yeah, the Dryden tribute, boy, it's rare that the person being honored actually has a good game. And Kenny had a tremendous game. Those Leafs that we played against were a good team. They weren't as good as Montreal, but they weren't pushovers either. Pitch to Neal. There's a base hit left center field. Bauer will grab it. In fact, that's going to go all the way to the wall, and Charlie has a double. That may be the difference. The only lefty in the lineup is Duke Snyder. Roy Campanella, 3 for 13. 3 singles, a run, a double play, a walk, and a strikeout. 1 on, 2 out. Whitey's pitch. Campy into right. Slaughter retreating. That's well hit, but Enos is going to be there and make the catch, and that will do. Dodgers get a hit, and they leave him on second. No runs, no errors. After an inning and a half, Yankees 3, Dodgers nothing. Yep, he was Ken Dryden. Again, an age gap thing and a location thing. I was like, I never saw Dryden play goal. Whitey Ford, by the way, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game one. But he was in the booth with Al Michaels for that miracle run for Team USA. He had just retired as a player. 78-79, the fourth cup against the Rangers, was his last year. Cheech Caldo wants you to do tribute for every player he mentions going forward. No, I don't think so. Pitch to Whitey. Popped up. Left side. Pee Wee Reese catches a Rainmaker, 1 out. Gil McDougall singled and scored his first time up. Newcomb opening 9, 36 pitches, an inning and a third, 4 hits and a walk. There is a fly ball left field. Gilliam retreating, and Junior will make the catch. 2 out. So Newcomb settling in, but on the wrong end of a 3-0 score. Slaughter 0 for 1. There's a line drive to Neal, and Slaughter is retired. So a better second inning for Nuke. No runs, no hits, no errors. Yankees go in order. We go the third in game 4. Yankees 3, Dodgers 1. Nothing. 0. That's what you get for reading the hit column. Speaking of Nuke, Don had a very good day at the plate in game 1. He went 2 for 4, a single, a double, and a strikeout. Whitey winds and fires and struck him out. An 0-2 curve got him. So the opening 9 for Whitey, 39 pitches, 2 1/3. The lone hit belongs to Charlie Neal. He has walked 1 and now struck out 2. The walk was Jim Gilliam, who laces this one to right in front of Slaughter for a single. So that's just the second hit for the Dodgers. P.B. Reese bunted and reached on the air. They'll throw to first, and Junior is back. That is a ground ball to third. Carry, only play is to first, over to Scourin, and Pee Wee is retired. So Gilliam moves to second, 2 out for Carl Furillo, who was 0 for 1 today. I think both as a player, most people associate Davey Johnson with the Orioles. Played for the Phillies, too. Pitch to Furillo, fly ball, right field. Back goes Slaughter. Enos makes the catch, and that will do. Dodgers get a hit, and they'll leave on their third runner of the afternoon. After 2.5, it's the Yankees 3, the Dodgers nothing. So Mantle, who walked and scored in the first, followed by Berra and Scourin. Yankees lead the series 2-1. They lead game 4, 3-0. Struck him out first for Nuke. Nuke only fanned 3 in game 1. Mickey looked at a full count curve. 1 away for Yogi Berra, who's 0 for 1. You'd forgotten Davey manages? Those of us who grew up in New England are all too familiar with Davey Johnson's managerial abilities. And again, the question is, what makes a difference? I mean, Davey won the division twice with New York. He got Baltimore in the playoffs at least once in the late 90s. He was in the dugout when the Nationals won the division in 2012. Pitch to Yogi. There is a ground ball past Hodges down the line and right. Furillo has to go find it in the corner. Takes a weird hop. Yogi digging for 2. He's going to hold at second with a double. He kind of tried for the triple. He had to in real life, but don't do it. That was a coin flip. Here's Bill Scourin. Moose singled, drove home a run, and scored. Oh, the Reds. Yeah, he won there too. He had Ken Griffey Jr. with Cincinnati, didn't he? It was five. So it was the Mets, the Orioles, the Reds, the Nats, and who am I missing? It was five teams, wasn't it? Johnson's APA card nickname was Versatile International Star. I've never heard him called that before. I think Sites got bored. And it sounds like James Bond. Versatile International Star, Davy Johnson. He and March didn't get along. Yep. Yogi showing his lightning speed. Pitch to Scourin. That's in the right. Furillo will make the catch, and Yogi goes back. Oops, my phone is ringing. Hold on 1 second. So Yogi will not try for third. Newcomb in trouble again here in the bottom of the third. Bauer has 2 RBI and a single. There's Cheech calling. I don't give out my number, Todd. Pitch to Bauer. Fly ball left field. Gilliam will go back and make the catch, and that will do. So the Yankees have left on 3. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 3, Yankees 3, Dodgers nothing. So Hodges, Robinson, and Snyder to face Whitey Ford here in the 4th. Gill, base hit. He's now 1 for 2. Martin should have had it. That's a type of play that gets you sent to Cincinnati. Billy's not had a good series, although he does have a hit today. So Hodges on first for Jackie Robinson, who's 0 for 1. Jackie swings, hard ground ball to McDougal. Martin for 1. Jackie too fast. He'll beat out the throw. It is 6-4 on the fielder's choice, but McDougal robbed a hit. And Gil McDougal said, yep, I've seen Jackie Robinson hit, and I got the sore on my glove hand to prove it. Here's Snyder. Duke struck out his first time up. Now 3 for 12 on the series. Whitey deals. Popped up. Right side. Slaughter and Martin. Martin going out. Billy makes the catch. 2 out for Charlie Neal, who has a double. He is 1 for 1 today. Poor Steve. No one asked so far today whether his refrigerator was running or his cat's extended warranty was about to expire or whether he had 20 pounds of cocaine with blood residue in El Paso, Texas. And as soon as my phone rang, he got one that told him that his printer was out of cyan, which is good because he's at an appointment. Pitch to Neal. Charlie swings, ground ball to third. Carey's got it over to first, and Neal is out. And we played 3.5. No runs, a hit, no errors. Dodgers have left on 4, and Whitey Ford has thrown bagels. Yankees 3, Dodgers nothing. So if this is your first time watching the series, here's how we got here. It was the Newcomb and Whitey Ford in Game 1. The Yankees, 3 solo homers to beat the Dodgers in 10 at Ebbets Field, 3-2. Then Game 2, the Yankees took the Dodgers behind the woodshed 6-1. The series took a day off so you could all enjoy some college football on the 6th. And so yesterday, Sunday the 7th, the Dodgers behind Sal Magley, who had 3 hits on his own, pound the Yankees 10-1. And that's how we got here. Billy Martin singled his first time up. Yankees have 5 hits in this one, the Dodgers 3. Struck him out. Newcomb got him to chase a 2-2 off speed. For Andy Carey, 0 for 1 today. Dodgers just need to string a couple hits together. If the Dodgers lose the series, is this considered a major... You know, the funny thing, Todd, is that the Yankees were what? Bart would be able to tell you, what, 97-game winners? The Yankees had a better real-life regular season record. But these two teams were 18 games apart in their respective replays. And so, yeah, you would think that if you ignored real life, this would be a huge upset. Oh, was that a scoregami last night? Buffalo's amazing comeback over Baltimore, 41-40. I got to watch the highlights of that. Pitch to Carey, and Andy draws the walk. Hard to believe that we have many more scoregamis to go. Whitey Ford is 0 for 1. Hodges and Robinson playing for the bunt. Whitey will swing. How you doing, Andy? So, yeah, Todd, this would be... Even if we discounted the 56 real season, I mean, yeah. I mean, it is the Yankees. Pitch to Whitey, he'll swing. Newcomb struck him out, and 0-2. Got him looking. 2 out, 18 batters deep for Don, 77 pitches, 3 2/3, 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. McDougal, 1 for 2, a single, and a run scored. Left center, Snyder will make the catch, and that will do. Yankees do not score. No runs, no hits, no errors. They've left on 4. We go to the 5th in game number 4. Yankees 3, Dodgers nothing. So Campy, Newcomb, and Gilliam to face Whitey Ford here in the 5th. Yep, the Yankees were kind of like a container of cream, Bart. They rose to the top at the end. They really didn't lead the American League to what, the last 2 weeks of the season when they finally got past. I mean, there were 5 teams that you could make a claim that should have won the American League. The Yankees being the best of them. Pitch to Roy. That is a base hit down the line. Bauer is going to have to play this one off the wall. Roy chugging around to throw to Martin, and Roy is into second with his first double of the World Series. And so the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position for Don Newcomb. Scoured and Carey, who should have done a better job on that rip shot down the line, will be coming in. Whitey deals. Newcomb drops one down. Scourin throws to Martin. Newcomb is retired. Campy moves to third. 1 out for Gilliam, who was singled and walked. Whitey Ford, 18 batters, 66 pitches, 4 1/3, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. So the teams are closer despite the record difference. Yeah, I would agree with that. This was, what, 7 games in real life? I'm honestly surprised that the Yankees have a chance today to pretty much put a stranglehold on. Gilliam hits a ground ball to Martin. Campy will score, so the Dodgers are on the board, and Gilliam retired 2 out. For Pee Wee Reese, who's 0 for 1 with a bunt. There is a base hit into right field. Slaughter has to go play it around the corner. Pee Wee is into second. He's going for 3. He's got a triple. His first of the series. And so here's the big change for the Dodgers as Carl Furillo was 0 for 2. They're going with a righty to clean up instead of the lefty Snyder. So the Dodgers now chipping away here. Whitey, deep breath. Right back up the box. Throws to Skowron, and that'll do. So the Dodgers huff and puff. They get a run, but they can't bring home that second one. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Have left on 5. Halfway through game number 4. Yankees 3, Dodgers 1. I forgot to look at the clock to see when we started this commercial break. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 5 hits, an error for the Yankees. Yankees got their 3 in the first, an RBI single by Bill Skowron to make it 1-0, and then Hank Bauer, a 2-run single to make it 3-0. Dodgers just got on the board. A fielder's choice by Jim Gilliam made it 3-1. Newcomb, 5 hits through 4, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 3. Whitey Ford, a 5-hitter through 5, 1 run, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. That's true. If the Dodgers go down 3-1, but they got to win Game 5 in New York to get back home. No home team has won a game in the series so far. Were the NL teams weaker? Maybe at the bottom, but not the top. I mean, Cincinnati and Milwaukee were pretty solid, at least on offense. Brooklyn won because they could pitch. In fact, their replay ERA is almost a full run higher than the Yankees. Enos Slaughter 0 for 2. That is a base hit in the right field. So Charlie Neal should have made that play. He did not. And now I'll bring up Mickey Mantle. Mickey 0 for 1. He has walked, struck out, and scored. Throw to first. Slaughter back. No, I don't think the 40-year-old is going to try and steal. Just saying. Pitch to Mickey. Walked him. For Yogi Berra, Yogi got a double. Third walk for Nuke. He didn't walk anybody in Game 1. He's walked 3 this afternoon. Carl Erskine, who probably will start Game 5, did not pitch well. And Tom Sturdivant pitched the best game that the Yankees did in this postseason so far. But yes, if the Dodgers can win a Game 5 after losing this, yeah, they get the next 2 at home. Is Dave Johnson's Hall of Fame consideration worthy because of what he did as a manager? Or maybe, you know, it's interesting because I think you can make the same case for Johnson that you would Joe Torre. Torre was a better-than-average player and a better-than-average manager. Although Torre had much more success in the postseason than Davey Johnson did. Pitch to Yogi. Fly ball, center field. Snyder doesn't have to move all that much. Slaughter goes back to the bag for the out. 1 away for Moose. Bill Skowron has singled. Drove home a run in the first and scored. If you look at the full body of work, then you make a very solid case. An above-average second baseman. And again, you know, the old Keltner test. Can you tell the story of Major League Baseball without Davey Johnson? And the answer in the mid-'80s would be no. I read pitch to Scourin. Fly ball left center. Because Johnson was a manager down in Tidewater. Gilliam will make the catch. Slaughter will hold. With 2 out. That before the '84 season, Davey wanted to call up Dwight Gooden from Tidewater, and Cashin said no. And Davey made the argument that he's ready. And he was ready. Absolutely, maybe not emotionally ready, but as a pitcher, he was quite ready. Bauer, by the way, had the 2-run single in the first. He's 1 for 2. There is a ground ball to Pee Wee Reese. That Pee Wee can't make the play, and the bases are loaded. So it's the little things that the Dodgers aren't quite doing. That leaves the door open for Billy Martin, who was singled and struck out today. He's 1 for 2. Speaking of managers, so Slaughter on third, Mantle on second, Bauer, the recipient of a gift, on first. Newcomb deals. Martin swings. That is a line drive to Robinson, who makes the play. Did you see Jackie Robinson catch that ball? Oh, baby. No runs. Yankees leave him loaded. After 5, a hit in the air does not hurt. Yankees 3, Dodgers 1. So Hodges, Robinson, and Snyder to face Whitey Ford. They were looking for 2 runs there and didn't get any. Gill has singled. He's 1 for 2. No on both Johnson and Torrey, Andy says. I remember Status Pro, Steve says, the batting stats were based on real numbers and the pitching stats were versus the leagues. So since the AL scored more than the NL, team cards weren't as good as they might be. Oh, Action PC? Okay. Johnson, wow, was on a double or on the on. Yep, for Aaron 714 and Sadahara O's 714. That's pretty good. Pitch to Hodges. Struck him out. That's 3 for Whitey. 2-2. Off fastball got him. Chased it. Jackie Robinson 0 for 2. Fly ball right field. Slaughter has it for the out. 2 away. For Duke Snyder 0 for 2. He has struck out once. Beverly just flagged down the hot dog vendor again. Pitch to Snyder. That's into right center field. Back goes Mantle. Off the wall. Snyder finally timed Whitey Ford. That's his first extra base hit of the series. He does have 3 RBI. 2 out, 1 on for Charlie Neal, who doubled his first time up. 4 deals. And Neal draws the walk. So here comes Campanella. Roy scored the lone run for the Dodgers in the 5th. He doubled. He's 1 for 2. So the tying run is Charlie Neal. He's on. Fly ball to right. Slaughter going back. Makes the catch, and that will retire Brooklyn. No runs, a hit. The Dodgers have left on 7. And after 5.5, it's the Yankees 3, the Dodgers 1. So Carey, Ford, and McDougald to face Newcomb here in the 6th. Andy is 0 for 1 with a walk. And it draws another walk. For Whitey Ford's going to bunt here. Whitey 0 for 2. Hodges and Robinson, well, they throw to first, and Carey is back now. Hit and run is on. The throw down to Reese, and Andy steals the bag. He stole 9 on the real year. And now Whitey can square. They tried to hit and run. Won a straight steal. And Whitey just let it go by. So 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch to Ford to squares. It is down. It is Robinson. He'll throw to Neal. And Carey moves on to third. So the Yankees manufacturing a run here, or at least trying to. Off of Newcomb here in the 6th. 27 batters deep for Don. 5 1/3. 115 pitches. 6 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Did Whitey start Game 7? I don't know. I wasn't around. Bart? If he started Games 1 and 4, he would have started Game 7. McDougal 1 for 3. He's got himself a single and a run scored. Struck him out. 2 away. A 2-2. Breaking ball chased. So 2 out for Slaughter, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Bart doesn't. That was a huge out, Todd. You're right. Bart doesn't know either. I don't know. Slaughter was much better with the Cardinals, and he missed some time for military service. Yes, he was. He was indeed a Sergeant Slaughter, Steve. Pitch to Enos. Base hit right field. That was a huge out before, but the Yankees get a big run as Carey will score. It's 4-1 New York. So here's Mantle, 0 for 1. He has walked twice, scored once, and struck out. Newcomb deals. Got him for the 5th time today. Newcomb has a strikeout. Mantle chased an off-speed pitch, but a big run coming in for the Yankees on a hit and no errors. We go to the 7th in Game 4. Yankees 4, Brooklyn 1. So let's see what the computer does with Newcomb, who's 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout. Then the top of the lineup, Gilliam and Reese. And that'll do it for Don. He only will go 6 in Game 4. Randy Jackson is 2 for 7 on the series. Has 2 singles and 2 RBI and 2 runs scored. So Nuke is done. Cuck started Game 7, okay? Fly ball left field. Bauer has it. 1 out for Jim Gilliam. Jr. 1 for 2 today. Has walked. Driven in a run. 27 batters deep for Whitey. 94 pitches. 6 1/3. Whitey only pitched 2 games. Interesting. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Gilliam, a slow chopper to third. Carey across the way for the out. So 2 out for Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee 1 for 2. He's got himself a triple, but did not score. Wonder why that was the case. Unless Whitey threw a lot in Game 4 or went Game 5. You know what, though? I don't believe in the 56 series that there was... Cuck tossed a 3-hit shutout in Game 7. Wow. That there were days off in the series. I believe they just went 7 straight days. And in that case, you'd be expecting someone to go on literally 2 days rest. Pee Wee draws the walk. This, in real life, was the perfect game, wasn't it? Game 4. Ferrillo 0 for 3. So you would obviously handle your rotations different if there were no off days, if you were just doing 7 straight. Pitch to Ferrillo. No, Gino Cimoli is not going to pinch hit. Come on. Oh, Game 5 was the perfect game. Okay. We aren't allowing that. Ferrillo swings, ground ball to third. Carey to Martin. It's stretch time, and it is 4-1. Ken Lehman coming in. This will be the longest bullpen stint for the Dodgers. Outside of game 2, Lehman 28, 3-3 on the replay, an earned run average of 9. Throws a fastball at 89 as a fly ball plus pitcher. Lehman hasn't pitched since the 29th of September, so plenty of rest. Went a third of an inning against the Pirates in a 4-2 win. 11 pitches, a walk, and a strikeout. Oh, there was a day off between game 1 and 2? Now that's interesting. I wonder what NBC didn't want to interrupt. 44 innings for Lehman, 66 hits, 44 runs, all earned. He's allowed 14 home runs. Good grief. 21 walks and 34 strikeouts. Yogi, Skowron, and Bauer here. Oh, have there been a rain out? That'd be very unusual. And the thought was, although Brooklyn doesn't consider itself part of New York City, that since there really was no travel, everyone was sleeping in their own beds just to get the series done. Yogi 1 for 3 today. Well, they're all day games. NBC knew that Bob Hope would have a fit if his special was preempted. Interesting that Todd would mention that since Bob Hope was partial owner of the Cleveland Indians. Pitch to Yogi, fly ball, left center, or popped up. Reese on the grass, 1 out. Bill Skowron 1 for 3 today, single RBI and a run score. His good friend Bing Crosby was a partial owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the only reason why we have Game 7 of the 1960 World Series on Kinescope was that old Bingster was in France and wanted the game filmed. And that's why we have Game 7. Pitch to Skowron. That is a base hit past Hodges into right. And past Furillo down the corner. Moose is going to have extra bases. He might get 3 out of this if he hurries. He's going to try for it. He's in there with a triple. A run on 6 hits for the Dodgers. They've made an error and left on 8. Hank Bauer 1 for 3. His 2-run single in the first made it 3-0. 4 runs for New York. 8 hits and an error, and they've left on 8. Game 2 is postponed 1 day to rain. Okay. So they wouldn't have... everyone was sleeping in their own bed. So I'll ask you guys this, because some of you are a bit older. In hindsight, don't you think... it's the World Series. Don't you think that they should have been playing night games for some of these? Do you really think that you're not having your hit parade on? People are going to watch the World Series. Pitch to Bauer into left center. This might not be deep enough. Snyder coming in, rides a Schwinn. Skowron tags. He's going to try it. Here comes the throw. Not in time. 5-1 New York. It was a good throw. Can't be reached for the tag, but Skowron was already past him. Here's Billy Martin 1 for 3. A single and a strikeout. If they played 7 straight days, I bet the rain out really screwed up the ticket dates. I think when you buy a ticket for a postseason series, it is by a block anyway, right? Remember, in this configuration, you look out by the flagpole and where the speakers are in center field, you left the field over the field. You all exited out there in center field. Pitch to Martin, fly ball, left field. Back goes Gilliam. Jim to the wall. Billy has hit one off the wall, is into second standing with a double. For Andy Carey, who has walked twice, 0 for 1, he stole a base and scored. Obviously, you wouldn't want to do it all the time, but just to, I mean, this would have been the, what, 52, 53, 50, fourth time in 5 years the Dodgers and Yankees were in the World Series. So, yeah, there would have been tremendous interest. Pitch to Carey. There's a fly ball to left. Back goes Gilliam, just short of the track. And that will do. After 7, Yankees put on another run on 2 hits, no errors. We go to the 8th. Yankees 5, Dodgers 1. So the Dodgers need something in a hurry. Hodges, Robinson, and Snyder to face Whitey Ford. Gill 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. 75. I think it was when the night games overtook the day games. And of course, the last day game in the World Series was 1987 in the Dome in Minneapolis. Before that, you got to go back to 84 for game 4 for the Tigers, and now that's before a 4:30 start, and it drew by far the worst ratings of the series. I believe game 5, the Gibson game, I believe was a 5 o'clock first pitch. Pitch to Hodges is a fly ball to right. Slaughter going back, and Enos will make the catch. 1 out for Robinson, 0 for 3. Used to be that the Sunday games when I was a kid were after the early football window, so 4:30, 5 o'clock. And that kind of fit both. Jackie 0 for 3. There is a ground ball to Carey over to Skowron, and Jackie is out. So the Yankees looking pretty good. 2 out here for Duke Snyder. Duke 1 for 3. He has doubled and struck out. Tom Sturdivant should get the call for game 5, and he pitched a gem in Brooklyn. Ford deals. Snyder, base hit into right field, but again, there's nobody on. So Duke is 2 for 4 today. He has 2 of the Dodgers' 7 hits. But the Dodgers only had the 1 run. Here's Charlie Neal. Charlie 1 for 2. He has doubled and walked. Mike from the truck, how are you? Ford strikes him out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. No runs, a hit, no errors. Whitey's going to try and finish this one off. Yankees 5, Dodgers 1. I'm sure that any tour of the old Yankee Stadium would have been well worth whatever you paid for them. And the New York Yankees are indeed Ford tough. Whitey 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And Whitey draws the walk. So, Dodger fans, do you go with Erskine in game 5? Do you go with Roger Craig in game 5? Do you go with Don Drysdale in game 5? I think Drysdale can pitch. McDougal, by the way, 1 for 4. Gill has singled and scored. Oh, I'm sure Radio City would be great, too. Pitch to McDougal. Got away from Campy on the wild pitch, and Whitey moves into scoring position. So after the game, we'll open up the window for game 5 and take a look. Pitch to McDougal. Fly ball, right field. Ferrillo going back to the wall, and that's off the wall. Ford's going to score. McDougal is on his way to third. The throw to Robinson, and that's a triple. We've only had 1 close game in the series. The Yankees go up 6-1. Poolside Mike. Here you go. Dodgers are warming up the symphony to play the... Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So the Goats and Hilda will be in attendance for game 5. Enos Slaughter 2 for 4. He has singled twice and driven in a run. McDougal on third. Ground ball to Robinson, and McDougal's going to score. Jackie throws to first. Slaughter is out, and it's now 7-1. Well, there goes your question on Drysdale. The computer's going to bring him into pitch. So Ken Lehman coughs up a hair ball and goes to create a database. So Drysdale, pitched 2 innings in the series. He went in game 2. He went 2 innings, 45 pitches, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1 and struck out 2. I'm being told to go with Oiskin. And Andy has flipped the Parcheesi board. Mickey Mantle 0 for 2 is walked twice and struck out twice. And so with the Dodgers facing elimination possibly, unless they score 6 in the 9th, we will be taking a very tight leash on the Dodger pitchers. Pitch to Mantle. There is a ground ball to first. Hodges has it, takes it to the bag, and there's 2 out for Yogi Berra, who is 1 for 4 today with a double. And Yogi draws the walk. Here's Skowron. He's got a triple today. 2 for 4, singled, driven in a run, scored twice. There is a fly ball left field. Gilliam will come in, will make the catch, and will go to the 9th. Whitey Ford 3 outs away to putting the Yankees up 3-1. Campanella, a pinch hitter, and Gilliam to face Whitey. Roy is 1 for 3 today. He has doubled and scored the lone run for the Dodgers back in the 5th. Sorry, better than trouble, better than Parcheesi. Trouble, though, kind of hard to flip that because you had the Pop-O-Matic. I was talking with someone the other day about Stratego. Was that you, Steve? Pitch to Campy. There's a fly ball, right center. Mantle going back. 1 out, 6 to tie, 7 to go ahead for the Dodgers. Drysdale probably won't bat here. Gino Cimoli finally gets that at bat. Cimoli, yep, that was a good move for the Dodgers. 4 for 36 on the real year. In the replay, hit 132 with 6 RBI. In the center, Mantle, 2 out. Last chance saloon now is Jim Gilliam, 1 for 3. An RBI and a walk. And Whitey Ford is 1 out away from 2 wins in the World Series. My dad loved Stratego, Todd, to the point my mom refused to play. Pitch to Gilliam. Base hit left center field. So the symphony hasn't started yet. Pee Wee Reese 1 for 2, a triple and a walk. Oh, I loved Risk. That was great to do after dinner. Spend an entire evening doing that. Ford deals. Struck him out, and the Yankees are 1 game away. In 2 hours and 45 fake minutes, the Yankees 7 runs, 10 hits, and an error. They left on 10. The Dodgers a run on 8 hits and an error. And they left on 10. And Whitey Ford is going to be your Digital to Dice MVP. 9 innings, 8 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 5. Don Newcomb still has never won a World Series game. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 4 plus stuff too. If he had plus stuff and pitched that poorly, the Yankees are in good shape. We walked 4 and struck out 5. Lehman coughed up the hairball, and Drysdale retired 2 of the 3. The wrist, lots of pieces, yeah. All right, Bart. Because of that phone call I had, 8 p.m. tomorrow. 8 p.m. tomorrow. And let's take a look at our options here. I thought that was you that were there. All right, come on. Come on. So the Yankees need one more. So 8 o'clock tomorrow. Erskine or Craig? Boy, Craig pitched well in his start. And for the Yankees, it's Sturdivant. Well, why not? And you could theoretically, because Larson didn't pitch very well in his game, go with Turley. And look at Cox. I mean, the interesting thing, 8 p.m. Cox won 21 games with a 4.63 ERA. I haven't even sniffed having him pitch. He pitched out of the pen in game 4. So Sturdivant for the Yankees to try to send them to the promised land. And so until then, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. Whitey Ford, 1 game away from the World Championship. The Yankees win this. Have a good one.